Hier is destijds een ongeluk gebeurd met het afladen van ongeveer 700 Amerikaanse mijnen die door de Engelsen zijn gelicht om de weg vrij te maken voor de operatie Clipper die hier vanuit Brunssum onder andere gestart werd. Het ongeluk heeft richting die bosrand plaatsgevonden met een krater ongeveer van 20 meter doorsnede. Er zijn destijds 17 personen direct gestorven bij dit ongeval. Op deze weg hebben destijds de pioniers en de Schotse infanteriemensen de mijnen gedragen die hier verlegd zou moeten worden in dit voorveld. Ja, en hier is die kettingreactie ontstaan en zijn die 47 mensen om het leven gekomen. Ja. Alle soldaten die het niet overleefd hebben, die zijn uiteindelijk allemaal begraven in Brunssum.
In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the larks, still bravely singing, fly scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields.
A bit of green as well, it also gets right boring, doesn't it? Go on matey, you first. My name is Rob Ash. My connection with Brunssum is that between 1997 and 2000 I was stationed in Afsent, which is now JFC.
My name's John Hayes. My connection to Brunssum is that I was based at headquarters Afsent, and that was from 1996 to 2000.
That looks lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, cheers. Bye-bye now.
Bye. You know, it's important to remember these people, and I think it's important to adopt the grave, and really just to give a little bit of time each year to come here and remember, just to do something, you know, so that people don't forget.
I feel as though it's really my duty to give at least something back, just to make sure that the grave is kept clean, tidy, there's flowers are laid, and I'm present during the services.
I was born on November the 14th, 1944, and my father was killed on December the 9th, 1944. So I was only 3 weeks old when my father was killed.
My name is Anne-Marie Williams. My uncle, he was George Sebastian Pitfield. He was 26 when he was killed. He was married for 5 years to my auntie, and he was the first one to be buried here in the cemetery.
My mother, when my father was killed, she received the wallet which had been in his possession when he died, and in the wallet was a letter from my mother to my father telling him that I had been born.
They didn't have any children, and She never remarried. Phyllis never remarried. I don't think she ever really got over losing George. And so she stayed a widow, and she was 96 when she died, and so that's very sad, I think, but yeah.
The grave I've adopted currently has 2 soldiers in the grave. The first one is Bernard Hives. He was a sapper in the Royal Engineers. He died in January 1945 and he was 23 years old. The other soldier in there is sapper David Fitzgerald. He died at the age of 20 and they both died on the same day, the 7th of January 1945.
His name is Harry Farrer. He lived in Silsden in Yorkshire, which is a small town quite close to Keighley. He was married, had a child. I knew that he was a dispatch rider. He worked in the 13th Air Formation Signals, which was assisting the RAF for communications. And then at a really quite a young age, at 27, he died in Geilenkirchen.
What we know is that he was fighting near Geilenkirchen, and there was a battle there and he was badly wounded. Then, according to a report by his colonel, who was with them at the time, he died of his wounds here at the dressing station in Brunssum on this site.
He was a scout, which is something that we never knew. We didn't know that until we came out here. But he had gone into the woods on the 13th of November to really see if they were clear, and he got shot. And he was brought back to the field hospital and died from his injuries.
Op het Britse ereveld liggen 328 soldaten. Van één van hen is de identiteit onbekend. Het graf van deze onbekende soldaat is geadopteerd door de gemeente Brunssum. Ook de overige graven zijn allemaal geadopteerd.
The long waiting list shows how much the people of Brunssum feels that this cemetery is at the heart of their community.
Er liggen 328 Britten. Die liggen daar voor onze vrijheid. En dat zijn dingen die mogen nooit vergeten worden. Nooit.
I think in probably another 25 years' time, all the people from that war will no longer be with us. And I think as time goes on, events will start to be forgotten or less remembered. And I think to have a permanent location like a war cemetery here, I think that's really important.
Without remembering, we won't be grateful and we won't understand what they've done to make us live in a world which is more democratic and more freer than it was in those days.
Peace is dear to us, and really we take it for granted now, but it's worth fighting for.
De vrijheid wat wij hier hebben is niet gratis, is niet voor lief. Er wordt dagelijks voor gevochten wereldwijd en dat mag nooit vergeten worden.
Kijk eens in landen om ons heen, wat helemaal niet eens zo ver weg is, waar er toch niet die vrijheid is die wij hebben en die onderdrukt worden. We moeten gewoon die vrijheid koesteren. Er zijn zoveel levens voor gegeven.
De jongens die niet terug zijn gekomen, de jongens die daarna gesneuveld zijn. Ik denk dat dat mij wel heel erg bewust maakt van wat ik nu heb.
Ik denk dat iedereen die op missie is geweest, dat die geluk heeft gehad. Ongeacht of je beschadigd terugkomt of niet. Er zijn ook jongens die komen niet terug. En daar denk je toch altijd aan.
Mij treft altijd de jonge leeftijd. Het waren eigenlijk nog maar kinderen die de oorlog ingingen. En die moeten vreselijke dingen gezien en meegemaakt hebben voordat ze aan hun eind kwamen. Dat treft mij het meeste de jeugdige leeftijd.
We mogen het niet vergeten. Al die mannen, bij ons liggen ze van 16, die hun leeftijd eigenlijk logen om maar mee te kunnen doen.
What I like here is that the children are involved and they are going to grow up now and they are going to remember our soldiers exactly the same way as we're doing now, and I think that is something special.
My children are 9 and 10. They often ask the question, why was there a war? And quite often I can't answer them because they're asking very innocent questions for what sometimes you don't really have the answers.
De ligging van het ereveld is een hele fijne plek. Want dat betekent dat het midden in de gemeenschap ligt, tussen de huizen. En dat die plek gebleven is eigenlijk best heel erg bijzonder.
All the people from this environment, they really embrace this war cemetery. They understand how important it is for them.
There's a big commitment on behalf of the town and its people to show their debt of gratitude by remembering. Personally, I think that's excellent.
The first time we came here, I just fell in love with Brunssum. We have made so many friends. The hospitality of the Dutch people is amazing. I am seriously considering, when I retire, buying a little place here and moving out here.
It's very moving for us to know that people remember, and I know the Brunssum people will be coming to this cemetery for many, many years.
Any recognition of what the military have done in wars, or even in peace, or even in current wars, I think it's important to have that recognition and to keep the memories alive of what sacrifices they gave, really for our freedoms today.
I feel very proud to think that my uncle sacrificed his life for other people, and it's amazing that the people of Brunssum still remember that today, 75 years on.
I've always strived to do the best I can, and I always think of my father when I do these things, because I never knew him, but I can try my best to make him proud of me.
In 1944 werden gewonde soldaten naar deze plek gebracht, niet wetende dat dit hun laatste rustplaats zou worden. 75 jaar later zijn zij niet vergeten. Deze oorlogshelden hebben een centrale plaats ingenomen in de Brunssumse gemeenschap. Daarom ontvangen 328 helden postuum het ereburgerschap van de gemeente Brunssum.
War is a terrible thing. Look at what happened, look at the sacrifices that were made, let us never forget that happened, but let's come out of it with a new approach to our lives and to see that unity is far better than conflict, always.